Alrighty, back out here on the lift. Got the engine bolted in here. Got the long block for it. Had to put the water pump and the distributor and fuel pump and carburetor and manifolds on it, and a few little stuff here. But other than that, it's complete oil pan and a valve cover. Got it bolted in there. It went in there pretty easy. It's not a real big engine, so that's nice. They even sent this thing here is covers. I got to figure out a way to fasten that back onto the engine. It's got the stuff on it, 40 over on the bore, and then the rods and mains on the crank are still stock. So Grindstaff Engines, Independence, Missouri. They're pretty good. Seemed pretty knowledgeable about stuff when I called down there several times and whatnot. And fast shipping too. Heck, it was like a day from the time I paid for it. They must have loaded it right on a semi and ran it up here. So yeah, it worked out pretty good. Check them out for remanufactured. They do everything. There was like 20 engine manufacturers on the box that they do when I got them. So if you don't want to rebuild it yourself, I'd check them out. I think they do some pretty good work. So, but get it all put back in here. The hydraulic pump slipped on real nice there, and fold it back in. I ran the serial number trying to find stuff for this engine, and the serial number on this lift said it originally had a Deutz diesel engine in it, and they made that as an option, but they also had this dual fuel Nissan gas propane one. And I think what happened is at some point the diesel went bad, and before Nate got it, because they've torched the engine mounts here to get the starter on. And I think what they did is they went to a junkyard and bought the propane version, I think, unless the basket's not original to this machine, which that's a possibility too, because the basket's where the serial number's at. But had to get a brand new carburetor for it. The original one had froze and everything, had water, and it was past salvageable, so we had to get a new one. But it's a little different. The one that was on it was a 2-barrel carburetor with 1 barrel completely blocked off, like they didn't have the butterfly valves in it or anything, and it was just had a plate in there. And the one I got is I could only find, I checked several places, never could find one, an original one. Had to get a full 2-barrel carburetor, so hoping it'll be alright. It looks alright, everything bolts right up like it should. I don't have it on yet because I can't fit it in here with the carburetor on because it sticks up a little bit, but yeah, so that's where we're at. But we'll keep hooking stuff up here, and maybe today we'll start it. We'll see. I gotta run town, get a battery and oil and everything, and it's got a blown hydraulic hose and leaked oil all over the place. So, and then I'm hoping all this stuff will work here. No key in it, so I don't know, we'll have to figure something out there to jump across it. I'm hoping all this stuff works, but we'll see. So yeah, already here, I got the carburetor bolted down finally. Had to have a special 10mm wrench, grinder special there. But anyway, finally got it bolted down. I had to get rid of a few parts and remove, because this is an automotive carburetor I couldn't find an original one, like I said. But after I replaced a few of the old, took some of the newer linkage parts off and put some of the old ones on, I was able to get it. I'll find something that'll work. Let's see. This thing off, cleaned it up, so it would clamp on that governor shaft there. It's just an electronic governor, so I'm hoping it's all going to work alright, which it should. It's in this box here is what does that. Stupid flies.
Now, I don't know how this thing works. It was off a little bit from what it should have been, in my opinion. We're going to set it so that it still has a little room to go up, I guess. Once I tighten that, it's going to pull that down like that. So we're going to set that back. Pushes it down to open the throttle. I love that thing because a lot of times you don't have to have two hands to make it to tighten up a bolt. Yep, that's got a little pressure in it. We'll open it up all the way. That's full bore there, which I don't think it'll ever get to that, because this engine I was looking online, I don't know what it's rated for on the lift, you know, what they rate it at this governed speed, but in a car it'd be about 80 horsepower, which I think is plenty for the application here. And I think it was limited with that other carburetor. On how much it could put out, but at this one it's probably going to be able to open it up if it needs to. I'm hoping that the power band and everything's all still the same. There's not much we can do about it. Turning. Crap out of the threads. There we go. Now I got to put a different end on the. It's got electronic governor. The other one I don't think had that. Well, we're gonna see what we can do there. And then I got to hook the fuel shut off up here and do a little wiring, change the fuel inlet to go to flare fitting instead of just a clamp. And some other crap. So I got to run down to get the battery and whatnot. So yeah. Alright, about ready to start it. I'm going to start it first without coolant in it and just let it run maybe for a second or two and make sure we're good on electrical and crap, in case there's some random reason the engine has to come back out. I'm going to try that there for just a second, but we get the, we not have keys for this ignition, so lo and behold I went to Napa and they had the exact same generic key switch sitting on the shelf, brand new. So I bought it, put it in here. I don't really know how all this wiring is going to be, but we're going to find out. Brand new Farm and Fleet battery. I like Farm and Fleet batteries, even. That's a couple old ones. They're pretty decent batteries. I've had good luck with them. And they're not too bad of a price either. I think they're a pretty good value. And they got a good warranty program if you do have one go bad. Bought Rural King batteries for the other farm store that's in town, and
so much to write home about. They're a pretty crappy battery. Went in there one time and they had I bought an 8-volt battery for a tractor one time, and I went in and it just didn't seem like it cranked very well still. Or like, you know, an 8-volt battery should. And sure enough, went in there and they did which I could have done myself. I could have checked the voltage up, but I didn't. I just assumed it was, I just took it back just to see what they'd say, and they put it on the battery tester, and it turns out it had a dead cell in it. And they had like 7 of them in the store, and I went by, and every one of them had a dead cell in it, and that's when I quit buying Real King batteries. With all of them tested at like 6 volts, or how would that be? I guess it'd be 6-volt battery would really be 7.2 volts. Is that right? No, that ain't right. I can't remember. I guess it's just little batteries that are 1.2 volts a cell. I can't remember how it is, because 12 volts, a charged 12-volt battery should be about 12.8. But anyway, get off on that tangent there for a little bit. Snug that up just a little bit. And they even sent 4 keys with it. So Nate, if you lose a key, you're still gonna have 3 more. Start it. I think we got accessory too. Maybe not. Yeah, it does. There's accessory on, accessory off, on, and start. Well, hook the battery up here and see if it'll go. Alrighty, would you look at that? And here we go. Really hike them. I need to clean these cables up here. It's got, you know, being a fresh engine, it's such high compression that, you know, it's hard for it to turn it over. It cranks over hard. And then you can hear it kind of sputters around a little. And I can't seem to figure out what does that. You know, it's a mess of the carburetor on it and everything. I know it's got that newer carburetor, but that shouldn't really affect the way how it runs, you know, as far as just the mixture of it. It's got because they were made to go on this engine, just a, you know, an automotive application. The how the heck were they going with that? It doesn't have any sort of an adjustment screw. It's got one that could possibly be an adjustment screw, but I messed with it and it didn't seem to make a difference. But other than that, it seems to be all right. Got good oil pressure, 50 pounds of oil pressure when it's warm. So, got a hydraulic leak from when they moved it up in Chicago when they were loading it. It sprays oil. It's somewhere on the pressure side of this. It's spraying oil in here, so I gotta figure out what the deal is with that. I don't know. For some reason it won't spin.
that. Whoa, holy cow, we got a problem. Looks like we have another hose blown somewhere. What a mess. That's great, that's just great. Well, anyway, I was going to pull it around the shop here and air the tires up on it, but I think that's going to have to wait for a little bit.